Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Mikey Natu, and this is my review video of Marvel's Spider-Man 2. And I gotta say, this has got to be the best Spider-Man video game I have ever seen because not only did we get to see Venom in this story, but we also got to see Sandman, Craven, and also Peter and Miles as the two Spider-Man in this game. And actually, from the beginning, it started off with the Sandman wreaking havoc on the entire city, while Peter and Miles, as the two Spider-Man, fought off against Sandman. And it was like he's was basically thrown in there real quickly because this is basically amping up and hyping us up for Craven and his goons to be in New York. And then after that, we got to see Harry come home after his break from Europe, but he was basically sick, and then he had like the symbiote suit as a treatment from him preventing dying. And also, this is where we got to see how, in the story where he actually used the symbiote suit to help out Spider Man, Peter Parker, in one of his missions. Also, we got to see Harry meet up with Genki and Miles Morales. While during that, Spider Man, or as known as Peter Parker, was surprised that Harry used his power to save the civilians at the amusement park. And also in this story, this is where we got to see how Peter Parker is dealing with trying to save Harry, also trying to keep the relationship going with Mary Jane, while Mary Jane has to deal with the bugle and trying to not get fired. Also, the mortgage on the house, and a lot of stuff has been happening, one thing after another. The same with Miles Morales, where he's trying to complete his application to a college, trying to be the other Spider-Man, and also this is where we got to see Martin Lee being taken away by Craven and his goons, and that really took Miles Morales by surprise. And also, Martin Lee, I think he gave some of his power to Miles Morales while he was being taken away. Also, during that were also Peter, Rio, and Genki have been trying to tell Miles to like not go after Martin Lee because like in the first game, Miles Morales' father, Jefferson Davis, died during the city hall where Martin Lee and his group known as the Demons attacked, started their attack, and Miles's father died. And this was basically a bit shocking. Where I thought we were going to get like Miles Morales get his revenge for what Martin did to way back in the first Spider-Man game, but no, I was basically surprised later on in the story. Also, this is where we got to see Peter Parker, Mary Jane, and also Harry meet up with Craven, where also Craven used one of the things to turn Kirk Connors into the Lizard. And then this is where here we got to see that Peter almost died when Craven stabbed him. But here, this is where Harry, or I would say the symbiote, chose Peter because he was almost dead. And this is where he became the black suit Spider-Man. Also, this is when later on This is where when Peter kept on relying on the symbiote suit, his attitude and mind began to change when he was trying to ask Kirk Connors to help out Harry because Harry is dying because of the sickness. So with Peter Parker wearing the black suit Spider-Man gear, he has been his attitude has been changing. The way he's been treating Mary Jane, Harry, also Rio, and trying to like not let Miles continue on his pursuit on the lizard. And then this is when things became a bit difficult, where Spider-Man, aka Peter Parker, did help bring Kirk Connors back to normal, but then he's been telling Peter that symbiote is like an alien from and that he wants to destroy, but Peter decided to stop Kirk Connors and fled the lab. But then this is where things became a bit difficult. As for Peter, that he went after Craven's group, and this is where Mary Jane tried to go after him, but during that, she was basically asking Miles to help him out, but also this is where she did try to stop Spider-Man to like not go on to his dangerous routes, but she decided to flee. And later on, Harry and Mary Jane and Peter were in the same room, but Peter's attitude again was basically different, and Harry wants the suit back, but Peter, with a new attitude, decided to like leave, and he saw the paper that Mary Jane wrote about the difference of Peter Parker and Spider-Man, of what's been going on. And also, while this was happening, also Craven caught Miles Morales, the other Spider-Man, and brought him, or I would say kidnapped him, and this is where Miles Morales decided to face off against Martin Lee while this has been going on, and this is where Craven wanted to fight to the death between Miles Morales and Martin Lee. And also in this story, this is where Felicia, who was supposedly attacked by Craven and his goons, Miles Morales saved her. And also, Craven did kill Scorpion in this story. And here, this is where Martin wasn't killed by Miles. This is where Miles did save Martin Lee. And then Rio told Peter Parker to go help Miles Morales because he hasn't returned home. And this is where Peter Parker went after Craven, and he did to stop Craven. But also in the story, this is where I was really surprised, where Peter Parker and Miles Morales fought as the two Spider-Mans. But 1 second it was against Craven, but in the other, because of the suits, this is where Peter Parker, the black suit Spider-Man, faced off against Miles Morales, which was the other Spider-Man. And I was literally shocked that this was happening, that this was an actual boss battle. But Miles did save Peter from the suit, and he took the symbiote suit off because of the bells that's been going on and off for the past few times, trying to save Peter Parker, because in the original Spider-Man 3 story, this is where the sounds is the one that's the symbiote's hate. And in this one, this is where Harry decided to meet up with Peter, who had the symbiote, but then after the symbiote broke free, this is where Harry decided to become Venom, and he wreaked havoc all around Oscorp. Also, we got to see Yuri, aka Wraith, in the story, and then also during that, we got to see a lot of stuff going on with Harry, aka Venom, who met with Mary Jane. And this is where Peter decided to try to go back to his home, aka Aunt May's home. But this is where he met up with Harry and Mary Jane, where this is where aka Venom attacked both Mary Jane and Peter Parker. But this is the one that really surprised me here, where a few minutes before there was like people turning into the symbiotes, just like the Spider-Man Web of Shadows story. So I'm glad that they brought that into this game, and I was really surprised and shocked that Mary Jane, who was attacked, was also turned into Scream symbiotes, and she fought against Peter, aka Spider-Man, Peter Parker. And Peter did snap Mary Jane out of the symbiote's control, and I was really shocked that they let Mary Jane become have the power of the symbiotes, because in the Web of Shadows video game, she wasn't a symbiote. So I'm glad that they added to this into this story. And then this is where Miles and Peter decide to stop the symbiotes in the town from wreaking havoc. But then also this is where things become a bit difficult or strange later on, as Martin Lee saved Miles Morales the same way that Miles saved Martin Lee from back in the Craven's from the battle that Craven won both Martin and Miles. And here, this is where Martin Lee and Miles did successfully save Peter Parker, aka Spider-Man, because Kirk Connors said that he did have like a little bit of the symbiote left inside of him, but Martin and Miles did save him. And this is where Miles said that he can't forgive Martin Lee, but he can't keep hating him at the same time. So after they saved him, where they were swarmed by symbiotes, this is where we got to see Peter Parker with anti-venom suits. And that was basically a shock that they actually added this into this year's game. Also in the story, this is where we got to see Venom, who took the meteorites that fell onto the planet a few years ago, and this is where we got to see the true reason why Kirk Connors lost his arm. It's because of the symbiote tried to, or the symbiote attacked Kirk Connors, but he told the guards and the gunmen to shoot off his arm, and that was basically the reason he lost it. And then this is where Venom tried to, who did attack Miles, but Miles resisted and decided to fight off against the symbiote. And this is where Venom wanted to Peter Parker, because just like Harry needed to Peter Parker, that they said that they're going to heal the world, and Peter was the final piece of the puzzle. Whereas Venom wanted to turn all the people into symbiotes to heal the world. But then during that time, this is where Mary Jane, Miles Morales, and Peter Parker started planning to destroy the meteorite, which contains all the symbiotes. So with that gone, all the symbiotes will be destroyed and everyone will be saved. And it did actually work, and I thought that in this that Peter Parker was going to die in this game, then Miles Morales will be the only Spider-Man to for the Spider-Man story. But this is where it actually didn't happen, and the trio did stop Venom, and he did save Harry, and that was basically that. Harry, I don't think he's actually dead. I think he's just like in a coma. He just his brain is normal, but we don't know if he's going to wake up. And that was basically that. We got to see Genki, Rio, also Haley and Miles and Mary Jane and Peter Parker at the same house. And that was basically that. And also there was like a scene where Norman Osborn met up with Otto Octavius, and Otto said that this was like the final chapter. And this is where we got to see Rio, Albert, Cindy, Haley, and Miles at the same time in the ending credits of the story. So I think this is going to be the next game. I think it could be like the final Marvel's Spider-Man, or it could be tied to a different Spider-Man video game. But I really love this game. This was pretty much an incredible and awesome game that had a lot of stuff going on. But what you guys think about this video? Tell me in comments. To me, I think that this is basically game of the year and the best Spider-Man video game I have ever watched. What you guys think about this video? Tell me in the comments. Leave a like, share, subscribe, favorite. I'm sorry I didn't get to tell you guys the rest of the video game, but let me know in the comments below what I missed, and I will see all of you guys in the next video.